Hello everyone. All-in-one schedule activity management app is used to configure six options for the user. Manage multiple users in the activities, activity supervisor, activity manager, mass activity manager, show all recurrent activities, and we can add and own recurrent activities for the user as an access rights. Now, after installing this module, now let's get into the settings. Here in user and companies, you can see the users. Now let's get into the Mohit Rana, which will be the admin. So for this user, you can see that I have enabled an activity manager and we have an activity supervisor as well. So if we have enabled activity manager, this will be the manager access can see all the records which we have created. And if it is a supervisor, they can see their own records like their own team records. Okay. Now after enabling this, now let's get into the activity management. So where you can see a dashboard, there you can see that today's activities, late activity, future activity, as well as the history of it. And under that, you can see based on the model, you can see the activity wise, like this is for the sales order, purchase order, payments, as well as the contacts. Okay. Now, if you click on the today's activity, it will show today's activities. And if you click on the late activities, it will show all the late activities. And if you need to see all the future activities, you can just get into that into the future activity to see all the future activities that we have created. And this will be the history. Okay. So here you can see the history of the previous record which are completed one. Okay. Now here under the activity tabs, you can see all activities, my activity, activity history, activity tag, my team activity per supervisor as well as the for the manager. Okay. Now let's get into the all activities where user can see all activities. We have given an access rights for an activity manager. So for this user, we have an access for to see all the activities we have created, and here you can see the my activities. You can see for that particular person, you can see it will be assigned for the Mohit Rana. Okay, just assigned to this particular person where we can see my activities. Okay, that is own activities. And here you can see the activity history. This will be the previous one, that is how which are completed one. Okay, and here you can see the activity tag. These are the activity tags. Like if you need to create any activities, you can add an my activities tag. Along with that, you can just add an color index to specify that. And here you can see my team activity as per the supervisor. So like you have the team members. Okay, you can see those team members activities right away here. And here you can see the manager's perspective. It will show all the activities of all the persons. And here you can see the activity mask configurations. Okay, so we need to enable something for this access. So let's get into that. Here you can see an mass activity manager. So before getting into that, let's see an overall glance about an activity. So for example, let's get into the sales, and I'm going to create one sales order, okay, as a sample. So I have created one sales order. So for this, we need to give an schedule activity. So for that, let's get into that, where you can see an activity type. Okay, you can just create an meeting time. You can give the summary. Okay, see that we have given an summary as a schedule meeting for the client, and you can give an assigned to person. Okay, which is available here, and you can give the summary supervisor what else it will be, and you can just add the log note right away here. Once it is done, you can just click on the schedule. It will be scheduled for that person which we have added. Okay, and we can see the same here in this activity tab. You can see the my activities as well, and this will be the one which we have created. Okay, and you can see the status of it, whether it is created for which date, and also whether it is active or not. Okay, and it will be for today. If it is an start activity, you can just make use of this to start the activity. And if you need to check the origin, like you can just click on that, it will lead you to the origin of sales order that we have created. Okay, and if it is done, you can just mark that as a done, and you can see the same in this history here. Okay, now let's give the access rights for other, like the mass activity. Here you can see the mass one. Okay, so here I'm going to enable the mass activity manager. So let's get into that, and along with that, let's enable this one too. So after enabling this option, user will have an access to add multiple user for each and every activities we have created. Okay, and here you can see the mass activity manager now. So after enabling this option, user can give an activity by selecting multiple sales order or purchase order or anything. We can we can give an activity for multiple one which we have selected. Now let's get into that. Okay, now get into the purchase. So here you can see these two are the activities which are created. Now let's select two more. So here under the action you can see and purchase mass activities. So this will be the method we have created before. So for creating that we need to get into the activity manager. Here you can see the activity mass configurations. Okay, so here I have created one purchase mass activity. This will be the label. Okay, and here I have enabled the model. Okay, on which model we need this, and here we need to enable the groups here. Okay, for which user we have to give the access rights. So now once it is done, you can just click on the create action. Okay, and we can remove it whenever we need. Now let's get into the purchase, and here we need to select an two quotations for an example. Under the action you can, so once you click on that, it will open a wizard where you can see an option to create an activity. And you can see an option for multiple user. You can just assign this to the multiple user as well. Okay. This is what the another access rights we have given is. Okay. And here we need to give the summary. Let's give the summary and fill all the informations right away here. From here, you can see the activity type, summary, manager, supervisor, due date. Multiple user can be added here. Along with that, we have added the activity tags. You can see the tag which we have created. And here we need to add the long note. So once it is done, now let's schedule it. So you can see that for these two purchase order, we have created an activities and which will be for two users. Okay, and like the same way we can see those things right away here. Okay, under all activities or something, you can see that how you can see that this will be the one which we have created now. Okay, now let's get into the settings, and we need to enable some other options like we have another access rights. We can show all the recurrent activities, and also we can see own recurrent activities. To see and own recurrent activities, we need to get into the activity where you can see the recurrent activity, and this will be the one. Okay, contact salesperson. So we need to contact this person in a recurrent way. So we have added the related document and the person. You can add next do in next n days. Okay, I have added 6 days, and you can see the repeated one. Okay, based on that it will take a next activity on. Okay, so for example if I add n7, it will take that date right away here. So for example, if I add 7, it will take that activity here. Okay, activity as the next date here. And here you can see the activity assigned to summary and also the notes if any. Okay, now to create a new one, you can just click on that and you can see that if I add 5, it will take an activity date based on that. Okay, so for example, let's add an 5, and you can see that the next activity will be on 15th of October. Okay, and here you can see the related documents can be added. Okay, so if it is an contact one, you can just add the contact, and you can just do on which date it will be needed, and you can just add the activity what we need to do and call for whom, and we need to assign the person. Okay, so for this person, this activity will be created. Okay, and now let's get into the next access rights. Like you can see the next access rights as all recurrent activities. This will be for the own recurrent activity. So to see all the one, we need to give this access rights. Now let's get into the recurrent activities. So previously we can see only Mohit Rana. Okay. Now you can see an Karira Renayar activities as well. This will be the recurrent activities which we have created before. Now let's get into the activity management to see the reports where you can see the reportings. Here you can see and count of each and every activities that we have created. And here under the filters you can see the activity history wise, my activities, and also based on the activity tags you can just make it filter out. And you can see the late activity, today activity, and as well as the future activities here. And we can see the activities for last 7 days, 30, 365 days. Okay, for the next 7 days, okay, next 30 days, and also you can see in 365 days for the next one. Okay, like the same way you can see more filters in here in each and every tab of activities. Here you can see the activities based on the history. Okay, in all activity we can see an activity history, my activities, and as well as the activity tag. And also we have the separate activity history to track all the histories of activities which we have created before. Okay, so in this way we can create an activities for each and every modules which we have in. If you have any queries regarding this video, you can ask in the comment box. We will definitely solve your queries, and if you feel this video is helpful to you, you can like this video and subscribe our YouTube channel for more Odoo related updates. Thanks for watching.